I guess this is working. Awesome. There's a bit of a delay. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jeff, your favorite ukulele coach. Anyway, I hope so. So I'm going to start my timer to be accountable. Sorry for the 2 minutes delay. I was actually, believe it or not, fighting technological issues, but I think I prevailed. Let's find out. Anyway, so what is this? Why are you listening to me right now? This is practice session number 1. As part of a course that I'm giving right now, and I probably will be giving again, called Ukulele Foundations. It's meant to help beginners on the ukulele to be more confident, just basically, be on their way to mastering the beginner 2 level of ukulele so that they could tackle things that are more complex, such as fingerstyle, or just playing with friends. The other goal is to be more confident and train your hands to play the ukulele. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to be doing a subset. So this is not the lesson. This is the part where everybody has fun and plays some simple songs to apply what was learned in class. So without any further ado, let's start. I want to say hello to people that are watching on Facebook, on the Facebook page, as well as on YouTube. Hopefully this is working. I guess I'll find out later. So let's do this. So I'm going to switch screens real quick here. All right. So just a quick recap for those that don't remember. In class, we saw a couple of things. This is way too small, so I apologize. I'm going to figure that out later. But we are going to work at basically trying to apply different strumming techniques today, and maybe trying some simple rhythms, so rhythms 1 to 6 for those that were in the class. And we're going to do that with a curated list of songs. And we have a couple here, so I don't have a personal preference. Most of those, actually, I'm just going to switch cameras real quick. Most of those, I think that's it, yes, are found in this book. So there's, it's a really good book. It has melodies and chords. I can't get the lighting just right. Anyway, it's a great book. Get it. I highly recommend it if you get a chance. Okay, awesome. So this is where we'll be playing the songs from today. But fear not, because I thought about you. Those that are in the course have access to the actual better version of this, which is on ultimateguitar.com. It's not better. It's just more. I guess cheaper is for sure. Number 1 is definitely cheaper. So I'm going to just hide a bunch of things here so that I could work better. This is live, so you have to bear with me as I go through those. Okay, awesome. So let's go back to my screen. Okay, so you have a selection of songs. So I'm going to start with some simple song, and I'm going to start with Amazing Grace, which is a song that I really like. It doesn't have to be, I guess, spiritual if you don't want it to be, but this is its origin. It's a beautiful song. It's non-denominational for sure. So I'm gonna go here and share my screen. Awesome, this is working. Cool. So the first thing you should do when you practice, which I won't do today, but I will definitely do the other days, is I would suggest that you take a moment to warm up. So maybe it's just playing a few chords. Speaking of chords, we're going to need a few for this lovely exercise. So we're going to need the G chord. So here's a pro tip. When you're using ultimateguitar.tabs.com, just hover over the chord name and you'll see the chord display. For the next practice session, I'm going to have all of those lined up so that I could share. Actually, I could probably do that right now. So just give me a quick second. Let's do this properly, because this is a beginner's class. Let's be gentle. All right, so we'll need a couple of chords. We'll need the G chord. There you go. I'm even gonna switch cameras. Look at that. Look at me go. All right, so I have a G chord here, like so. People are familiar with G chord. You will need a G7 chord, which looks a little like this. We'll need a C chord. according to the to Ultimate Guitars, you'll also need an E minor chord. Now, that is personally very debatable, but here it is anyway. So it's right shape, wrong fret. It happens to the best of us. All right, back to our regular program. Okay, so let's talk about what we're supposed to practice today. So we're gonna do our best. This is not about speed. Week 1 is about exploration of strumming techniques, just as a quick reminder. So we are going to check out, as was suggested, just a quick reminder, try the different strumming techniques of the song you know. So what did we see? We saw the first one being the thumb. And let's just try finding that sweet spot on my ukulele. I think I'm gonna switch cameras, to be honest, because I think y'all are gonna get, oh great, there's 2 of me now. Hang on. I might be able to fix this live. Look at me go. And yeah, I think just one of me is enough. What do you think? All right, that's perfect. All right, so here we go. That's gonna be better like this. So, all right, so let's find that sweet spot on your ukulele. This is the first thing. Maybe it's up the fretboard, closer to the bridge here, or to the sound hole. You figure out the sound that you like. It's very personal. It depends on the ukulele again. So let's just go with G. I'm all warmed up. So let's go with, this is a 3/4 song. So we're counting, again, doing a step by step. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And we're gonna play that universal chord that works on any song, which is when you just drop your hand on the fretboard like so. 1, 2, 3. Maybe slower if you're just starting out. Don't use a metronome for now. It's just to, get comfortable. So, amazing. Switch to G7. Grace. And maybe you want to stay there. Amazing grace. See how sweet the sound. Okay, this is good. This is a good start. So we tried, I need a drink. Actually, not a drink, but water. Here we go. So we need to try the other technique that we saw, which is using your index finger. So what does it sound like if I was just going to do that first line, but with my index finger? So it goes a little like this. May. So what's the difference? Can you tell? Maybe try it on your ukulele. I'm going to loop that first line, G7 and C. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Do you prefer that or with the thumb? Amazing grace, how sweet. Personally, I tend to prefer the thumb. I find it more fitting for that type of song specifically. So so that's what I would say. I would say for this song, it sounds like this is where we want to go. We also talk about strumming the intention and maybe marking the rhythm. I won't annoy everyone with a metronome on day 1, but day 2, watch out. I might just do it. So I'm kidding about the metronome. You should love your metronome. Your metronome is your friend, for sure. So what we're going to do is, what's the intention? What are the dynamics? In this case, if you're just starting out, you might want to just play the 1 of the 1, 2, 3, but keep your hand moving. Again, it's about building those nice 2, 3, switch, 1, 2, 3, switch to C, get ready for a G, 1, 2, 3. What's important is, as you can tell, my hand is always moving. So that's the simple version. If you're able to play all 3, in fact, if you want to keep this really simple, you actually don't need to switch to G7, but it's nicer. So I'm going to switch it, but just stay on G if you prefer. That also works. So what I like to do, again, I figured out my favorite strumming technique in this case is this. Let's try how it sounds with different rhythms. So let's go with the whole note and sing it a bit. All right, let's see how that goes. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound. Okay, it's a bit low for me, but never mind. So that's with, I'm just playing the one of the 1, 2, 3. Or if I went perhaps with all 3 beats, but here's a catch. I'm gonna play the first one with a bit more intention, so it's a bit louder, more dynamic going on. So here we go. I'm just gonna tweak this. Okay, let's do this. Amazing grace, how sweet, 2, 3, the sound, 2. See how my first one is louder? 2, 3 are slightly softer. 1, 2, 3, 1. So sorry about that. The biggest difference, I'm going to switch cameras real quick. I'm almost there, Jeff. One day you're going to master technology. I trust you. Here we go. I'm back. So, here's my drink from earlier. Yeah, so I was just saying that for me, it depends on, for this specific song, what's the effect I'm going for. Am I going to a super dramatic effect, or am I going for, something more casual that people could strum along? So I'm going to go through the whole song now, and I'm going to do a combination of either just strumming simply, or, sometimes just the one, sometimes all 3 of them. So let's do this. Amazing grace, 2, how sweet, 2, 3, the sound, 2, stay on G, save, 2, 3, red. Now we need a D. You could go with D7, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Was lost. 2, 3, C, 2, 3, and G, 2. E minor was blind, 2, but D7. Now I see. I just realized something. Silly Jeff. I'm back. I think this is in a different key than in the book, which explains a lot. Hang on, guys. I'm with you. Yes, it is. So Amazing Grace in the book is in the key of C, which is a lot easier. Sorry about that. I'll fix that for you. That will give me a chance to, I can't show it to you just yet. Maybe next time. I'm going to transpose this to the key of C. So just bear with me. I think that's almost it. Hang on, I can't see anything right now. These are two steps lower. Sorry for that. This is the first of a series. Here we go. That's much better. Let's do it in C. Okay, so it's the same principles though. It's just a different key. Amazing C7, 2. How sweet, 2, 3. The sound, 2, 3. Stay on C. 1, 2. Arrange like G. 2, 3. 1, 2. I once was lost, but now I'm found. 2. A minor was blind, 2. But now G, I see much, much easier. Sorry for the confusion. Again, the joys of life. I can't take it back. So this will be forever on YouTube. All right, so this is for Amazing Grace. So what did we do? Just as a quick recap, we applied the principles of finding the right speed, finding the right strumming technique, in this case, mostly the thumb. We went with the vibe, which is softer, slower, we respected that 3/4 time signature, which was fantastic. And yeah, so we can move on to the next song. So I'm about halfway in my practice. So what other songs should I go for? You know what? I'm not getting votes. Therefore, I am going to choose for for everyone. That will teach you all good lessons next time. People will. I like when the Saints go marching in. This is, I guess, today is the day where we do spiritual songs. So I'm not going to make the same mistake twice. And you can't see my screen, which is okay. I'm going to go here. I'm going to paste that here. So first thing, Jeff, make sure the chords match what's on the sheet. So what are we talking about? They're supposed to be in the key of C again, and which is by design, by the way. So let's find out what this says. Okay, so this is the right song. It's a good first step, and it's in the key of C. Success. That was wonderful. Okay, cool. So let's find out how to play this and do the same steps that we just did before, which is try to figure this out. So by the way, for this song, before we go, I'm just going to do this properly for this one time. We'll need the following chords. Not this following chord. We need, hang on, we need C. Okay, so we need the C chord for people that don't have a home. Here's C. We'll also need a G7 chord, just like the previous song. It's basically the same chords. Actually, less of them, which is even better. G7, there we go. And in fact, yeah, let me just switch to this G7. Wonderful. And last but not least, our good friend, F. Nice. I'm going to push this out of the way slightly so it's not invading camera space. Okay, sweet. Here we go. We're ready to go. Let's go through that same process we just went through, which is, I realized this is not centered. Anyway, so are we going to use our thumb or our index? So let's think about this song. You could play this song any speed you like. In fact, you should play the song at a speed that works for you. But here's what we could do. You remember when we did the exercise where we transcribed the rhythm for the melody? So it's a fairly lively, but I'm going to keep it not too fast, just for explanation purposes. So I'm going to go that speed for explanation. So, oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, when the saints go marching in, I want to be in that number. Oh, when the saints go marching in. So what am I doing? I'm using that universal chord we talked about, the one where you just mute. I'm getting into the groove of it. I'm tapping my foot or bobbing along my head, something. Walking sometimes actually also works. I like to take walks with my ukulele. If you see somebody that's weird looking, carrying a ukulele and taking a walk, that's probably me. You should do it so that people get confused. So what we're going to do here is the following. We are going to try with the thumb, and we're going to keep it simple. For now, we're just going to go with all downstrokes. So these are all quarter notes. So the ta, 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 ta. Let's just go with playing, and let's see how long that lasts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Marching in, oh, when the saints go, and switch to G7. I want to be 2, 3, 4, number F, and back to C, back to G7. The G7 actually you don't need to play, but it's really nice. You could just stay on the C all throughout. Okay, so that works. I have a better sense of how long. By the way, in the book, it's much clearer how long you should be playing each of those chords. So we saw, basically, if you follow the lyrics, in this case, I guess the campfire version is fairly well done. Just keep tapping your foot, keep moving your hand, and trust that you have something good in front of you. So in this case, this one is really good. So let's do this with the song. So let's go just downstrokes using my thumb, and let's see how that works. And just with rhythm number 1, and I'm going to attempt to sing this one. So let's see how that goes. Oh, when the sing, what's the actual note? I'm going to take my the saints. That's more like it. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. I wanna be in the F number. And when the saints go marching in. Okay, so that's with the thumb. Let's see how that goes with the index. Same thing. Again, every time you tackle a song, of course, as you do this more and more, you're gonna find that it's easier. Perhaps this is even too advanced for where you're at, so in which case, no worries, let's just do a simple version. Still with, in this case, we're gonna do it with your index, actually, just for fun. Just same thing, but let's go whole notes. So that ta, that last 4 beats, which is a whole note, which, let's try to figure out which of the rhythms it is. It's rhythm number 3, for those that are paying attention. So, oh, when the saints 2, 3 go marching in, 2. Oh, when the saints go marching in, 2, 3. I wanna be in that number. Oh, when the saints go marching in. As I mentioned, that chord change is a bit fast, so you might want to stay clear of it. In which case, oh, when the saints go marching in, like so. And you could go through the whole song, of course. Okay, so which is better? Who wore it better? Is it the thumb? Oh, when the saints marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Or the index. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. You tell me which you prefer. I mean, it's personal taste, of course. Again, I'm struggling with technology today. Hello, Half Chord. How are you doing today? All right. So this is another song that I would suggest you tackle. Again, we're trying to do what we're trying to check out different techniques. Maybe we haven't tried other rhythms. I'm gonna try to go with rhythm number 2, which is whole note, not whole notes, half notes. So we're gonna play every second beat. So I'm gonna choose a song that's in 4/4. And what is it gonna be? What is it gonna be, Jeff? By the way, for Oh, when the Saints, to do a really, I guess, realistic job, we'll probably need a more advanced rhythm, but we'll you know what? It's a special today. We're going with apparently spiritual songs, so let's just go all out and go with this little light of mine. I'm gonna make it shine. Okay, let's do this. So the chords required for this song, Jeff, according to the sheet, hang on. Technology is not being my friend today. Here we go. It's in the key of G. Is it in the key of G? It is in the key of G. This is fantastic. Awesome. All right, let's talk about this real quick. And this is going to be the last song of this wonderful first practice, live practice session to apply the principles. It starts really simple, as you could tell, because it's just week 1. But even the second practice session, which is due this Friday, will be just a little tad more complex. I mean, let's be not that complex. So I don't want to set too high expectations. So we're not going to need F, but we're definitely going to need G. So Here you go. We need G, our friend G that we saw earlier. Hello, G. We are going to need as well this C chord. And we are going to need also E minor. So E minor is the following. Don't believe the shapes that are given to you on Ultimate Guitar. It's a lie. Oh, and Elda just joined. Hi, Helda. Thank you for joining. And last but not least, we are going to need a D7 chord. It says D, but I would suggest going with the D7, the Hawaiian D7. Better than a Hawaiian pizza, we have a Hawaiian D7. Although I did come to terms with Hawaiian pizza very recently, but that's a story for another day. It's possible to have a good one. And I'm very particular on my pizza topping choice. But again, I digress. All right, so let's switch to the view where we see the score. This one, awesome. So this little light of mine, which seems like something that we all need to do right now, is to let our little lights shine. So we saw the chords again. So first question is, can I go through the song to get a sense of where the chord change is? I use a universal chord. I'm gonna tap my foot as I do that. Probably, if I need help, you could put on that metronome around 60. It's always a good starting point, but not necessarily the speed at which you're gonna end. So this little light of mine, this is fast. I'm gonna let it shine. You could do that at home with me. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. You see, this is a good example of something that I was just talking about in the book. It's actually much simpler than here, but it's still simple enough. So let's not worry about that for now. I'll take care of it later. I'll send you the link. All right, so next thing, is this gonna be a index? Anyway, I said I'm gonna be playing whole notes. So let's just go with whole notes and just, again, hum it. Like pretend it's not really serious singing. It's just like figuring it out singing or half speaking. So let's do this. So again, I'm gonna use the half notes and I'm gonna start with the index. Okay, let's do this. This little light of mine, 2, 1, 2, let it shine, and go to C. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let go to G. This little light of mine, see how my hand is always moving? I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let D7, let it shine, let it shine. Okay, so when they're, like this is not part of the practice, well, I guess it is now. When you see a bunch of chords like this that are like close to one another, pro tip, you could usually just play the last one and hold whatever was before. That usually works, so let me demonstrate what I mean. Let it shine, let it shine. So let's get back in context. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let E minor, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. See, I skipped the C and D chords and I went right to the end. Okay, so let's get back to practice. So I got a sense of, you know what? The rhythm number 3 works great here. So we're talking about what? We're talking about half notes. So da, da. So each lasts 2 beats. Let's try it with our good friend, the thumb this time. And let's go through the full verse. And I would recommend at home, if you find this is too fast, one reminder, use D7 Hawaiian here instead of D. And skip those 2 and just go right here. Okay, let's do this. One, 2, here we go. This little light of mine. We play every second strum. I'm not gonna let it shine. Go to C, this little light of mine. I'm gonna switch to G, let it shine. This little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. Go to E minor, let it shine. D7, Hawaiian, let it shine. And straight to G. All right. So again, this is a good example of a song where I find I'm just gonna switch cameras. All right, I'm back. Hello. Yeah, this is a good example of a song where basically, it's spiritual. So if I was gonna be singing this, I don't know, sitting in my couch, just being really chill, I would probably use my thumb because, this is a couch vibe. However, if this was a bunch of people that were really into this song around a campfire, if I was going to be playing with my thumb, I'd probably get buried by the people singing. In which case, that might be one way you decide which strumming technique you're going to use, which is with your index. So I'm going to I'm actually going to do something a bit fun, and I'm going to ask you to use your imagination. I'm going to switch cameras too. And here we go. All right, so imagine I'm on my couch, okay? I know it doesn't take, so I'm gonna go with my thumb. Actually, you know what? The other camera was better for this. Sorry, I'm figuring it out live in front of your very eyes. And this is gonna be the last thing of today's practice. So I'm on a couch, slouching probably. This little light of, it's probably low. This little light, an octave higher. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine. So it works for couch context. If I'm just with another person, I'm probably gonna use my index like so. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Okay, like so. Nice. So, but what if there are 3, 4 more people, and as you could tell with the index, it's louder, right? Then the more people there are, I would suggest, at least if you can, go in for that 1, 2, 3, 4, or ta, 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 ta. And not only using the index, but if you're able to, if you're in a large group and you're the only ukulele player, use multiple fingers. So in this case, I personally like to use at least these two here, which are my middle finger and my ring finger, sometimes all 3. So check out the difference. So this is thumb. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Index. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Multiple fingers. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. As you could tell, multiple fingers is a great way to boost your sound. Of course, it's probably less pleasant for you listening at home, but it works. So again, I'd like to suggest as a recap, I'm gonna switch cameras for good. Thank you for sitting through and surviving my first play along practice session. This would be recorded, of course, and available on Facebook, on YouTube, and also in Ukulele Foundations. I'm going to post that video within the lesson itself. But my point is, don't be afraid to take 30 minutes like I just did and play along. Just try these different techniques on songs you know. You might pick some from the list I just provided you. Maybe it's going to be much slower in your case, which is okay. Take your time. This is not a race. It's just to show you what it would look like if I tried to apply the principles we've learned during week 1 to real songs. I mean, these are simple, but real. And I'm going to do the same again on Friday with different songs, of course. So my goal here is to show you that it's fairly easy to experiment with those. It could be more fun. Friday, less talking, more playing. and better technology. So that's it for today. For those that are not on a Zoom call, I'm going to keep the Zoom call open for a quick second. But thank you for joining and putting up with my little live experiment.